me, don't you? You hate me, don't you?
Damn, JJ.
You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you?
So a drone, you know what I'm saying? A drone in South Carolina flew over a prison and dropped a Christmas package, as they calling it, onto the yard with Harrison. This is something crazy though, you know what I'm saying? I definitely had to touch on this. This is wild. I ain't never heard of it. Apparently when I was looking this up, this is something that goes on. This is something that's happening. A plane had crashed down, not necessarily crashed, you know what I'm saying, but it had landed on a highway on I-95 out in Florida. You know what I'm saying? A plane, I mean, being that two engines failed mid-flight, he was able to land the plane safely on the highway in traffic. Andy Dick, you know what I'm saying, the legendary actor, comedian in Hollywood, you know what I'm saying, Andy Dick, we all heard his name, we all know his name. If you are 30 years and up, you definitely what's going on, what's happening, what is happening. What is happening? You know what I'm saying? This Kons podcast episode 338 today. 339 actually, my bad. 339, you know what I mean? Episode 339. What's going on? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? It's good hump day, you feel me? It is a good Wednesday, December 10th, you know what I mean? It's 3:10 in the afternoon. Definitely a cloudy, cold day, you know what I'm saying? 50 degrees, like I said on the last episode, it's going to be about 50 to 60 all week, and the rest of the year out here, you know what I'm saying? They ain't going to get no more hotter than that. You know what I mean? But episode 339 today, you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoyed the last episode, you feel me? In case you forgot, or in case you was busy, in case you missed out, you know what I'm saying? On the last episode 338, I let you know we talked about the streamer awards and all the awkwardness and weird jokes and weird awkwardness that was going on at the streamer awards. I also let you know that Netflix is looking to buy Warner Brothers for a value of $82.7 billion. You know what I'm saying? Also, 50 Cent put together that documentary. You got people talking, the documentary put out about Diddy, you know what I mean? Let you know about that on the last episode. You know what I'm saying? Today I got 3 new topics for you know what I mean? Before we go into them topics though, this is your first time here, you know what I'm saying? This is your first episode. Say you never seen this episode, seen this podcast before, and it's your first time, you know what I mean? You wonder what it's about. This is where we go over the news, go over the headlines, whatever headline you might have seen on your homepage, whether it's Yahoo News, MSNBC News, Google News, Hip Hop DAs, whatever news source that it is that you see on your homepage when you log on to the computer. I'm probably touching on one of them headlines right here on Kons Podcast, you know what I mean? So keep it locked and let me keep you updated on this wicked world, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just gonna go over 3 topics today, you know what I'm saying? Just 3 topics today. We're gonna touch on how a drone in South Carolina flew over a prison and dropped down a Christmas package for somebody, but they caught on to it and dude didn't get it. Also, a plane landed, they say crashed onto a car, which he did, but he landed on a Florida highway due to engine failure. And also Andy Dick was found unresponsive on the street somewhere in Hollywood. You know what I mean? We're going to touch on these 3 topics, you feel me, today in episode 339, you know what I'm saying? So thank all y'all for tuning in. Thank all y'all for watching, you know what I mean, this day, you know what I'm saying? Didn't record yesterday, had a bunch of stuff to do. It was real busy. A whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying, different things I just had to do throughout the day. Didn't have time to record nothing, you know what I'm saying? But here I am back today though with episode 339 with a fresh set of topics for you to keep you updated on this wicked world, you know what I'm saying? So without no more further ado, without no more chit chat banter, you know what I mean? Let's jump right into these topics, you feel me? So a drone, you know what I'm saying? A drone in South Carolina flew over a prison and dropped a Christmas package, as they calling it, onto the yard. Would have some Old Bay seasoning in it, some cigarettes, some herbals, and some crab legs all wrapped up tightly in sealed bags. The guards have retrieved the package and probably left some inmates mad they didn't get their care package, you know what I'm saying, being what it had in it, you know what I mean? So in these next little clips, you're going to see a clip of CNN reporting on this, and also someone speaking on it. Check it out.
Don't you?
Crab legs, steak, Old Bay seasoning, and cigarettes have in common? All were among the items a drone attempted to drop inside a South Carolina prison on Sunday. A surf and turf foiled. The meal, wrapped up in a Piggly Wiggly bag with 2 large bags of marijuana and other contraband items, was seized by law enforcement. A spokesperson for the South Carolina Department of Corrections noted that while they frequently encounter strange items in contraband packages, this was a peculiar incident, even for them. The spokesperson said no arrests have been made.
In case you missed it, a drone carrying crab boil to a South Carolina prison was caught mid-flight. Yes, this is not a joke. We are telling you the truth here. According to South Carolina officials, the drone actually had a package that contained crab legs, Old Bay seasoning, steak, marijuana, and cigarettes. Officials say the delivery was in an effort to stage an early holiday meal inside the prison. Now, we know what you're thinking. What if the delivery was successful? How would the inmates have actually cooked the crab boil? We're working to find that out for you.
Wait me, don't
As you seen, you know what I mean? That was a drone dropping something down in the yard. You know what I mean? There was a little video going around. I don't know if it was an actual video or if it was AI, but it was definitely a drone coming down and crashing down with some goods to it on a prison yard. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how real the footage is. You know what I'm saying? But this is something crazy, though. You know what I'm saying? I definitely had to touch on this. This is wild. I ain't never heard of it. Apparently, when I was looking this up, this is something that goes on. This is something that's happened before on numerous different occasions. People using drones, flying them into prison yards, you know what I'm saying, for dropping care packages for inmates or whatnot. You know, it's not the first time that this happened. This is the first time that I am hearing about this happening. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen tech be used in this matter, in this way, with somebody using a drone to drop a care package in a prison yard. Never heard of it, never seen it before. I thought this was a little intriguing. I definitely had to touch on this, you know what I'm saying? It's probably gonna leave somebody mad, you know what I'm saying, because they didn't get their packages. I mean, they had tree on there, they had cigarettes, crab legs, Old Bay seasoning. Somebody was trying to make up some gumbo prison style. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who had this. They didn't say who it was or what type of connections he had, but that was definitely a special order. You know what I'm saying? Being that he had the Old Bay seasoning on there, that is crazy. Along with some crab legs at that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was putting together a nice little Christmas package. Somebody was trying to make some gumbo or something in that mother, wherever they at. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was trying to get the food cracking prison style for sure. That's definitely a special order. Somebody definitely special ordered them items one by one. You know what I'm saying? Had the tree, had the cigarettes, the Old Bay seasoning, and some crab legs. Somebody was definitely thinking a Christmas dinner on the inside, you know what I mean? A plane had crashed down, not necessarily crashed, you know what I'm saying, but it had landed on a highway on I-95 out in Florida, you know what I'm saying? A plane had landed on the freeway. It said it was due to both engines failing mid-flight, you know what I'm saying? It said it was a instructional flight, and they said the plane lost power mid-flight in both engines and crash landed safely on the highway. The driver of the vehicle it crashed down on, in the video that you're going to see, was took to the hospital with just minor injuries, you know what I'm saying? And the 2 people on the plane also survived. Everybody survived, you know what I mean? It was no serious injury. So shout out to the pilot, you know what I mean, for emergency landing right on the freeway. Yo, excuse me. Pardon this interruption, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, now is your time while I'm interrupting my episode, you feel me, for you to hit that subscribe button. If you ain't hit that shit yet, now is your time to hit that subscribe button right now. You feel me? Hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that little bell next to the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? That means you're going to get notified every time I drop some of this fire content that I'm dropping for you Monday through Friday. You know what I mean? Please hit that bell and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment on what you want to say, on what you feel about these topics that I'll be covering. You know what I'm saying? Pardon the interruption though, you feel me? Let's go ahead and get back to the episode. Just wanted to remind you, hit that subscribe button in case you haven't done it yet. Now's your time. Did you do it yet? Because I just gave you time. I'm just fucking with you. Let's get back to the episode though. You know what I mean? In these next little clips you're gonna see the news report and different news reports reporting on this plane landing on the freeway. Check these clips out.
I swear.
Oh my goodness. 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 A plane just crashed onto a
highway.
On a highway right
We're
in
gonna
front
pull
of us.
off, and we're
Holy wow.
They look like they're okay.
Wow. I'm not even joking. A small plane just crashed onto a car in the highway.
95 east of Orlando, a small plane crashing onto the highway and right into a car, and remarkably the driver and the people on the plane survived this. Here's Victor Akendo from Florida tonight.
Tonight, the terrifying moment on I-95.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
A small plane crash landing on the busy Florida interstate, striking a car.
A plane just crashed onto a
highway.
On a highway.
According to the NTSB, the small twin-engine plane experienced a loss of power in both engines. The pilot forced to land east of Orlando during rush hour last night, crashing into a Toyota Camry. Emergency crews rushing to the site. Florida Highway Patrol saying the driver of the vehicle, a 57-year-old female from Melbourne, was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. The pilot and passenger on board the plane, both 27 years old, were not injured and remained on scene.
They look like they're okay.
They're very lucky that they made it.
David, the plane had been in the air for over an hour as part of an instructional flight when it experienced that engine issue. The FAA and NTSB are investigating. David?
That is just stunning video. We're just glad everyone survived it. Victor, thanks.
Oh my goodness.
This morning, witnesses telling their story after a terrifying moment on I-95 in Central Florida.
A plane just crashed onto a
highway.
On a highway.
Watch as a small plane seems to lose power in both engines before dropping quickly and making an emergency landing, crashing right on top of this car.
And all of a sudden the front wheel hit the car, just came crashing down, sparks flying, debris everywhere.
The plane skidding to a stop after slamming into the median, the tail blocking traffic coming the other way. The driver, a 57-year-old woman, emerging from her crushed Toyota Camry.
I don't know what God is good. Just know God is good.
Pastor Bernard Wigley and his wife Annie were among the first on the scene.
It was so bad that it was the only place that she could have survived. If she had other passengers, they would have all been smashed.
Watch as Annie, a trained nurse, jumps over the median to offer help.
She was dazed at first. She didn't even notice the airplane that was right in front of the car, what hit her. She thought a semi-truck hit her.
The woman, covered with broken glass, was miraculously treated for only minor injuries. The pilot and passenger, both 27 years old, were not injured. Those on the ground just thankful to be in the right place at the right time.
Just a few seconds earlier or later with that airplane, it could have been a major catastrophe.
So as you seen, that was that plane landing. They got the whole dash cam video as you seen of the plane landing on the car and landed safely on the highway. I'm glad all the drivers was alert and nobody crashed into it. They didn't burst into a big explosion or fire. Nobody lost their life. They only had minor injuries, which means probably wasn't even no lacerations. Probably was just minor cuts and bruises. Getting bumped around or got thrown against something or whatever the case may be, but it was nothing serious, which is dope. I think the pilot need to be commended. Being that two engines failed mid-flight and he was able to land the plane safely on the highway in traffic at that, on a busy highway. It was a bunch of cars. It was around 5 o'clock, they said, so it was rush hour and he landed that mother right on the highway. Shout out to the pilot, because nobody died. Nobody lost their life. It was only minor injuries. So definitely commends to him. I thought this was another one of them tragedies that we see like we see all the time with these planes dropping out the sky, falling down to the earth, crashing in big fireballs. Then you hear about 100 and something people perished, lost their lives. So at least it wasn't nothing like that. It was definitely something safe that he landed the plane onto the highway. It was just something probably crazy to see. I can't imagine going to work, getting off of work, and you on the way in traffic. You feel me? Let's say, me, I like to twist one up or have one already twisted, rolling up. And I'm definitely sparking up after work, coming home, in traffic. You feel me? Imagine seeing a plane out of nowhere come from above and land in front of you. The wheels scrape the top of a car, you know what I'm saying? He land on the freeway in front of you while you're in traffic. That'd be some wild stuff to see, especially while you got the tree lit, you know what I'm saying? Would have been wild to see, you know what I'm saying? But good thing that he landed it safely, though. Nobody was hurt, though, you know what I mean? And this wasn't one of them tragedies that we done seen so many times with these planes falling and unaliving people, you know what I'm saying? Thankfully, nobody was unalived in this situation, though. Andy Dick, you know what I'm saying? The legendary actor, comedian in Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? Andy Dick, we all heard his name. We all know his name. If you are 30 years and up, you're definitely familiar with the name Andy Dick and know who he is, you know what I'm saying? So he was definitely found unresponsive on the street somewhere in Hollywood. He was slumped over on the curb after what headlines are saying was a overdose. You know what I'm saying? Andy Dick apparently has been on a downfall lately with a bunch of stuff that's been going on in his life. You know what I mean? I guess a bunch of people been failed. He's been failed a few times, not getting roles, not getting accepted in Hollywood, and so on. You know what I mean? As you're going to hear in the clip, you feel me? So these next little clips you're going to see is one, the clip that TMZ posted of a video of somebody actually seeing him slumped over. When they moved his body, you can see that it is totally lifeless. You know what I'm saying? But he survived, though. You know what I'm saying? He's not dead. You feel me? He definitely survived, but if they saying that definitely it was a overdose. You know what I mean? So the next little clip you're about to see, you're going to see the clip of him on the block and pedestrians and people coming up to try to save him. And also you're going to get, this is a clip of somebody breaking down what's been going on in his life prior leading up to this point. Check it out.
Is he okay? Andy, are you okay, buddy? Is he okay? Hey. Andy. Andy, buddy. Hey, Andy, wake up. What the dude?
I'm gonna call the ambulance.
Call an ambulance right now.
Let me see his nose. Hey, let me see his nose. Stop shaking. Give me a Narcan. Right here. Get his head up. You need his head up, please.
Yo, wake him up right now. Wake him up.
Why did Andy Dick end up like this? Here are 3 hidden truths behind his collapse. Comedian Andy Dick was found collapsed on a Hollywood sidewalk, shocking everyone who saw the photos. But this moment didn't come out of nowhere. What happened to him is the result of years of pressure, chaos, and emotional struggle. And behind it all are 3 hidden truths most people don't know. First, his career has taken a dramatic fall. Once a familiar face in comedy, his opportunities slowly disappeared. The silence from Hollywood created enormous pressure, and he often feared being forgotten. Second, Andy has dealt with years of personal turmoil. Conflicts, unstable relationships, and constant drama have shaped his private life. People came and went, but the instability never stopped. Third, he has been fighting his own inner storm. Behind the wild, funny persona is someone dealing with anxiety, confusion, and deep self-doubt. The louder he tried to entertain people, the more he hid how lost he felt. That day, strangers rushed to help him, and Andy later said he was grateful to still be alive.
You know what I'm saying? That was Andy Dick slumped over on the streets of Hollywood, you know what I mean? Overdosed and strung out, you know what I'm saying? However he was, you know what I mean? His body was lifeless when they moved him, you know what I'm saying? That's something wild to see, you know what I mean? Definitely depression is real, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you have made it all the way to the top and then you reach that cliff and fall off, you know what I mean? It's definitely not a cool fall, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people go through a lot of different things on that downfall, you know what I'm saying? A lot of different scrapes and bruises, metaphorically speaking, you know what I mean? But shout out to Andy Dick, though, you know what I'm saying? He was just, you know what I mean? He just been going through it, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us be going through it, you know what I mean? Some of us just can't really handle the pressures of life that it may bring you, you know what I mean? Some of us turn to them hard drugs or turn to that hard drink and do too much, you know what I'm saying? It's self-destruct, you know what I mean? We gotta be mentally strong out here because it is a lot happening in the world, let alone in our personal lives, you know what I mean? So definitely gotta practice mental stability, you know what I mean? Mental awareness, you know what I'm saying? Depression awareness, be aware of what's going on with yourself mentally, you know what I mean? That stuff is important, you know what I mean? As you heard, we all heard Kai Cenat say on the last episode when I showed you his acceptance speech, you know what I mean? Mental health is important, you know what I mean? Being that he went on a whole hiatus, wasn't even streaming, you know what I'm saying? Going through mental illnesses, you know what I mean? Depression and a whole bunch of things that he said that was going on in his mind, you know what I mean? But he said he has found happiness through watching a bunch of animes, Naruto and One Piece and whatever other Demon Slayer, whatever other anime show he pointed out and shouted out there on that stage, you know what I'm saying? So that's dope. He has something to cope with, you know what I'm saying, without turning to hard drugs or hard alcohol and self-destructing, you know what I mean? So always got to find something that makes you smile in this life, you feel me? Because everybody's going through something, you know what I'm saying? We all just have to find out how to deal with it and still manage to keep integrity and morals about ourselves, you know what I mean? But I ain't here to preach to you though, you know what I mean? This is being episode 339, you know what I'm saying? That was the 3 topics I have for today, along with my closing thoughts and how I feel on each topic right after the topic, you know what I mean? Instead of going into a whole different segment after the topics, you know what I mean? So in case you missed it, you know what I'm saying? In case you was rolling up, let's say you was blowing too much, got too high, maybe you was pulled up, got a little too drunk, maybe the kids was upstairs arguing or something, you had to leave from the TV, go split up and break up a fight because they was fighting over a controller or fighting over Fortnite or fighting over Minecraft, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? If you missed it, that's everything I just let you know, you know what I mean? Let you know about a drone in South Carolina flew over a prison and dropped a hefty Christmas package on the yard with some Old Bay seasoning, some weed, some cigarettes, and some crab legs. Also let you know that a plane crashed onto a car, not really crashed onto a car, but kind of landed on top of it on I-95 on the highway, on the freeway in Florida, you know what I mean? But nobody was hurt and nobody lost their life, you know what I'm saying? Also let you know about Andy Dick was found on the streets of Hollywood, slumped over. The headlines are saying he was overdosed, you know what I mean? So Andy Dick was found slumped over. I touched on that as well, you know what I'm saying? That's the 3 topics I touched on for today, you know what I'm saying? Thank you all for tuning in. You could have been doing anything you wanted to do, no matter who you was, you know what I mean? Whether you was a little brother or older sister, whether you was a niece, a nephew, or uncle, or auntie, whether you was a grandpa or grandma, whether you was a mother or a father, you could have been cousin Pete, cousin Pookie, cousin Mookie, cousin Man, you know what I'm saying? And if y'all got pets sitting there, a pet is sitting there with you, you're sitting there petting your pet while you're watching Kons podcast, whether your pet could be a cat, you can have a pet gerbil, you can have a pet rat, you can have a pet hedgehog, you know what I'm saying? You can have a pet hyena, a pet pig, you know what I mean? You can have a pet warthog, you can have a pet alligator, a pet crocodile, you can have a pet bearded dragon, whoever your pet is. If they watching Kons podcast, especially if they tuned in to episode 339 today, I definitely salute to him like you see the homie scrolling up that screen, you know what I mean? Thank y'all for tuning in. The beat you hear in the background creeping up was definitely made by my oldest son, Beats by JJ, you know what I'm saying? So let this beat talk to y'all while you hear my last, or see my last minute comments on these topics roll up the screen, you know what I'm saying? And let you know that this channel is independently ran, you know what I mean? I'm gonna let you know in the credits, you know what I'm saying? Everything was written, everything was produced, recorded, you know what I'm saying? Lighted, the lights, positioning, you know what I mean? Editing, all that. I mean, you know what I mean? But yeah, though, you know what I'm saying? It's been episode 339 of Kons podcast, you know what I mean? Definitely keep you informed on this wicked world, so stay tuned, tell a friend, and share this out, you know what I mean?
don't you?
business wrong, cuz. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Fuck alone. Leave me alone, cuz. Leave me alone. In a minute I'ma fuck you up, cuz. Leave me alone, cuz. Alone, cuz.
You hate me, don't you?